He's heating up? He's on fire! Sometimes athletes really need to chill out and cool their heels. But the pressure to perform and the will to win is too much, and that internal temperature just starts to overheat. It's not a pretty sight when athletes lose their cool. But before we see the tantrums and throwdowns, take 1 second to keep your cool by subscribing to this channel. Make sure to hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. 10 out of 10 doctors agree that subscribing to our channel has no medical value, but it probably wouldn't hurt. Now, if you want to see some hurt feelings and bruised egos, strap in. Athletes from all over the world and from all over the sporting spectrum are here to show how easy it is to let their emotions overflow. From basketball courts to tennis courts, football fields to rugby pitches. These are 20 times when athletes lost their cool. When things don't go your way, it gets frustrating. And when you're one of the absolute best in the world at what you do, it gets extremely frustrating. So it shouldn't come as much of a surprise when Ronaldo takes out a little frustration by giving the ref a little shove. Still, you have to have a little control and know that you can't do that, Cristiano. Even if the ref deserves it. Especially if he deserves it. Tennis is not a team sport, so when tennis players get upset, they have no one to blame but themselves. But they're not going to beat themselves up, and they can't hit the umpires and stay in the big leagues. So what do? They take it out on their rackets. Pliskova goes to town, slamming hers against the stand. We're not sure who comes out worse here, the racket, the stand, or Pliskova's dignity. Mike Tyson is one of the baddest men on the planet, and he likes things done his way. So when this reporter goes off script in the interview and dares to bring up the rape that Mike committed and was convicted for, Kid Dynamite is none too happy about it, and this verbal beatdown ensues. Tyson keeps the interviewer on his toes, and that station censor gainfully employed.
So interesting that you come across like a nice guy, but you're really a piece of shit.
Hey,
with that comment.
Come on.
That was a piece of you. That was a piece of shit.
You know, we're doing live TV.
Man, I don't care. What are you gonna do about it?
Former Tennessee Titan Cortland Finnegan was a professional instigator that made his money by taking cheap shots and making great athletes lose their cool. When Houston Texans legend Andre Johnson decides that enough is enough, he does it in the classiest way possible and puts Finnegan into his proper place. Baseball managers are different from other coaches because they have to play dress up and blend in with their players. Maybe that's why they get to throw such funny little hissy fits all the time. When this Pittsburgh Pirates coach disagrees with the ump, he does what any self-respecting adult would do in the situation. He steals the first base bag and walks off of the field. During this game between the Toronto Blue Jays and the Texas Rangers, Jose Bautista committed a cheap and dangerous slide move designed to injure Rougned Odor as he was attempting the double play. Well, this didn't sit well with Odor, so he decked Bautista right in the face. Both teams cleared the benches to defend their player, even though on replay we can all see Bautista clearly deserved what he got. These days, Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley play buddies on TNT's Inside the NBA studio show. Barkley routinely has funny one-liners, witticisms, and hilarious comebacks, and Shaq will occasionally mumble something that is semi-coherent. But back in the day of the Houston Rockets pajama uniforms, Shaq Attack and Sir Charles were at each other's throats. Here, Chuck takes offense at a hard foul and bonks Shaq in his big dumb head. Fighting ensues.
The wrong people are shooting. I wouldn't want Fisher necessarily to take that shot that fast.
Oh, and there's a swing by O'Neal, and they got a brouhaha on the floor.
The pre-fight weigh-ins are an opportunity to show the world how hard you've been training, how much weight you've dangerously cut while putting your body in danger, and it's a chance to psych out your opponent one more time before the fight. Here, the psych out gets a little too much, and we also get Jessica Ive versus Beth Correa right there on the stage. Buying a ticket to a game gets you a seat in the building, access to the action, and an opportunity to purchase expensive beer and hot dogs. It does not grant you the right to verbally abuse the players. Unless there's some sort of weird ticket promotion we don't know about that does include that. But no, we're pretty sure that buying a ticket doesn't give you that right. Tyler Myers helpfully reminded this Philadelphia Flyers fan of that during the warm-ups. Stay classy, Philly fans. Marcus Morris is one of those special players that is exceptionally talented enough to get into the NBA. But now that he's there, he has to pull some stupid stunts like kabonging opponents on the head when they're just playing good defense so that he can stay relevant. How dare that guy play good D on him? The opponent playing good basketball frustrated him so much that he lost his cool. This guy needs to meditate or something. During this intense exchange on the pitch, the evil Pepe committed the nefarious act of stepping on Messi's hand. And we all know that the hand is the absolute most important body part to all soccer players. Without their hands, how would these brave men play this beautiful game? You can see the agony on Messi's face as he reacts normally and totally doesn't play it up at all. There's a lot of uncontrolled testosterone running around on the field during a game in the Lingerie Football League. The women put their bodies on the line in their specially designed uniforms and sacrifice themselves so that we, the fans, can appreciate the beauty of the game. It's no wonder things can get a little overheated from time to time with that much passion flowing on and around the field of play. Professional internet troll and occasional basketball player Joel Embiid has a bad habit of disappearing into tired memes whenever he's backed into a corner. If he doesn't know how to react or what to say, you can bet he'll come out with a "you mad?" or something about living rent-free in somebody's head. So when the Minnesota Timberwolves' Karl Anthony Towns is out playing him and making him look silly, poor Joel can't think of anything else to do than just try and wrestle with him. If there's one thing everyone should know about Big Papi David Ortiz, it's that he hates phones. Especially payphones in the dugout. Don't believe us? Well, just watch this clip then. See him smash that payphone with the bat? Why else would he freak out like that? Surely he wouldn't be reacting that way just because of something that happened in the game. Floyd Mayweather is one of the greatest boxers of all time, but that doesn't mean he's a very good human, or very smart, or able to form several coherent thoughts in a row. In this ESPN interview, Mayweather gets flustered when the interviewer does anything other than compliment him, and you can tell Floyd wishes he could get his hands on him in the ring.
All right, can I suggest somebody?
You can't. Hey, listen, you're not a promoter. You work
You
for
said it doesn't
ESPN.
matter. If it doesn't matter, I'll suggest somebody.
You can suggest whoever you want, but guess what?
Oh well, it could have been worse. He could have asked Floyd to try and read. Here we see racist Conor McGregor took some time out of being retired and not fighting professionally to pick a fight with a drunk old man in a bar. McGregor appears to try and give the man some of his own branded whiskey, and when the elderly gentleman doesn't accept, the little MMA guy sucker punches him. Class act, that one. Broke out during this rugby game between the Catalans Dragons and the Warrington Wolves. But here's the thing about rugby fights. We can't really tell which parts are the fight and which parts are the game. It all kind of looks like one big fight. But from listening to what the announcers are saying, we can assure you that a real fight that's not part of the game broke out somewhere in there. We think it's why they're punching at each other, but then again, that could just be rugby.
It's again on a corner. A high shot. Kenny Edwards can't wait to get involved. It's a free-for-all.
Chris Paul is very much like Ric Flair, one of the dirtiest players in the game. And here he's up against Rajon Rondo, an even dirtier, trickier, more malicious player with about 1/8 of his talent. Of course, Rondo will always feel superior though, since he rode the bench on championship teams. Here, Rondo commits a dirty play, Paul reacts, and the bench is clear. Ingram gets involved before getting shipped off to greener pastures in New Orleans. Okay, here's the thing, David Nalbandian. As we've explained here a couple times, tennis players can get angry at themselves and take it out on their rackets. If you get really ticked off, go and hit the stand with your racket, or join our Smashing Rackets cover band. Heck, you can even go scream at a fan if you want. But never, never, never go over and kick the line judge. That's just plain rude, dude. After the poor old guy showed his bruised shins, the bratty